Joachim von Ribbentrop, the German foreign minister during World War II, first came to Hitler's attention as a well-traveled businessman with more knowledge of the outside world than most senior Nazis and as a perceived authority on foreign affairs. This is why, in the 1930s, he became a close confidant of Hitler. He was appointed ambassador to the United Kingdom in 1936 and then foreign minister of Germany in February of 1938. Before World War II, he played a key role in brokering the Pact of Steel, the German alliance with Italy, and the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact, the German-Soviet non-aggression pact. In 1919, Ribbentrop met Anna Elisabeth Henkel, the daughter of a wealthy wine producer. They were married in July of 1920 and had 5 children together. One of them was Rudolf von Ribbentrop, who was born 1 year after the marriage in 1921 and served as a Waffen SS officer throughout World War II. When his father was appointed as German ambassador to the United Kingdom in 1936 and was accompanied to London by Rudolf. Enrolled into Westminster School, he had to later return to Germany after the Times became aware of his presence. With the outbreak of the war, he volunteered for the SS Infantry Regiment Deutschland and was assigned to a reserve battalion, as part of which he participated in the Polish campaign. He later underwent training at the Junker School in Braunschweig and was promoted to SS Untersturmführer, so second lieutenant, in April of 1941. He was appointed platoon commander of the 1st Company of an SS Reconnaissance Battalion. From February of 1943, he transferred to the newly formed 1st SS Panzer Regiment Leibstandarte SS Adolf Hitler, where he commanded a reconnaissance platoon, then the 7th Company of the regiment. He distinguished himself in the battles for Kharkov. During the retreat from the city in February of 1943, von Ribbentrop was wounded in the right shoulder blade and left shoulder. He had also minor lung wounds. Rudolf von Ribbentrop was awarded the Iron Cross First Class in March of 1943 for personal courage in these battles. In March of 1943, he was appointed as commander of the 7th Company, 2nd Battalion, 1st SS Panzer Regiment, and was awarded the Knight's Cross of the Iron Cross on the 15th of July 1943. Here follows a recommendation for the award. SS Obersturmführer von Ribbentrop was the commander of a reconnaissance platoon in the winter fighting and now serves as the commander of a panzer company. In both roles, he distinguished himself through outstanding courage, cold-blooded bravery, and leadership. In the fighting north of Kharkov, on the 12th of March 1943, he penetrated the enemy defenses in street fighting and made a connection with other German units around the Red Square, which provided further jump-off points for the advance into the city. After the occupation of Kharkov, the resulting push on Belgorod placed him in the lead company. He penetrated in the city on the 18th of March 1943 at the head of his company in a bold action. He thus holds an outstanding share of the success of the attack. On the 7th of July 1943, the 2nd Battalion of the 1st SS Panzer Regiment was attacked numerous times in the flanks by strong Soviet tank forces. From a favorable attack position, a Russian armored group of 40 T-34 tanks drove right in front of the company of von Ribbentrop. He immediately took charge of the situation, attacked the enemy with his smaller force, and with this shot up 6 enemy tanks without losses. This courage and boldness resulted in the failure of the enemy attack, also forcing them to retreat. On the 8th of July 1943, von Ribbentrop once again took part in the action, within the framework of the battalion. The village area was occupied by around 80 enemy tanks. He destroyed numerous tanks and forced the remainder to flee. A large amount of these remained stuck in a swamp. Of the 30 tanks destroyed by the battalion, by far the largest share fell to the company of von Ribbentrop. On the 12th of July 1943, the Russians penetrated the village with about 150 T-34 tanks in the early morning, threatening the security of the German positions. The combat-ready company of von Ribbentrop threw itself toward this enemy and became engaged in a battle with the much stronger foe. The whole battalion fought through a hard 3-hour tank battle, and the most important share of the success was on account of the decisiveness and fearlessness of SS Obersturmführer von Ribbentrop. In this fight, he destroyed 14 enemy tanks. The awarding date varies on different primary sources, but generally the date of the 15th of July 1943 is reported. On the 1st of August 1943, he was transferred to the 12th SS Panzer Division Hitlerjugend, where he commanded the 3rd Company of the 1st Battalion of the 12th SS Panzer Regiment. On the 3rd of June 1944, his vehicle was attacked by a Spitfire fighter, and von Ribbentrop was wounded for the 4th time. After the breakout from the Fallaisch pocket, von Ribbentrop became the regimental adjutant of the 12th SS Panzer Regiment. It was in this capacity that he participated in the fighting during Operation Wacht am Rhein, or the Ardennes Offensive. On the 20th of December 1944, he was wounded for the 5th time, this time in the head. He was awarded the Wound Badge in gold and given command of the entire 12th SS Panzer Regiment. He commanded this unit until the 12th SS Panzer Division Hitlerjugend surrendered to the Americans on the 8th of May 1945. After the war, Ribbentrop spent over 3 years in American, British, and French custody. While in prison, he was accused of shooting 2 Canadian prisoners of war, one of them fatally, during an interrogation in France. However, these charges could not be proven. Ribbentrop was finally released in July of 1948. Afterwards, he became a wine merchant like his father and wrote his memoir. These gave fresh insight into the career of his father and also an insight in the final days of Adolf Hitler. His work included previously unpublished photographs of his family and Hitler. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and to make sure you don't miss my future work, please make sure you are subscribed to my channel and press the bell notification button. Thank you, and see you in the next video.